Hello. Now, I have a lot of love for both of these fighters, and after the results, that hasn't changed. I tried to be fair to the both of them in my pre-fight breakdowns. In this segment, you'll see how Khabib easily dominated the notorious one. Considering their matchups, there was no other way it could have happened, which was indicated in all my breakdowns. If one of them got their advantage early, it would have been pure domination from that person. Let's start from here.
He went the full distance, which we said. See that belt you have on your lap there? Presenting.
It's okay.
When I won that belt, I sparked the guy inside 2 rounds. In the 4th round.
I don't think
Madison Square Garden, the home of the champ.
He's good. He's a tough guy, and I think he can beat a lot of guys.
Khabib's invincible mind. This was a glint into Khabib's mind, how truly strong he is. I've seen in military training, they often put you through extreme duress. Say by making loud noises, by swearing at you, shouting, smashing garbage lids, whilst you are supposed to just sit there, calm and collected, simply writing your test. This is a microcosm of just that. Someone shouting at you, political, religious, family. Conor attacking Khabib's mind in a way that would break most people in the first few seconds. Khabib, he just calmly, respectfully answered the question, ignoring Conor. They asked about Al, and Khabib, despite the noise, answered respectfully and calmly. That is astronomical. In this instance, you didn't even see a glint that Conor's venom was getting to him. This is how mentally strong he is. Emotional and physical pain activate the same regions of the brain, anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex. If anything, being shouted at, called names about who you are, what you believe in, many of us know that can often hurt more than breaking an arm or leg. If anything, many of us who watch this channel, there is an endorphin release to getting hit that actually feels good after years of training. In that sense, attacking someone emotionally can be much more painful than physical trauma. Khabib, though, he does not even flinch. He doesn't acknowledge these attacks. He stays mentally composed under duress, then does what he has to do. Simply answer the interviewer's questions. This is a glint into the kind of person Khabib is. Regardless of how much pain he is in, what his body might be going through, under his mind's fire alarm, he simply remains cool in what he has to do.
Do not let him win, okay? He gets you angry, he wins.
This may have seemed like simple advice from Javier Mendez, but it is the truth. It is. As Miyamoto Musashi had said, anger, control your anger. If you hold anger towards others, they have control over you. Your opponent can dominate and defeat you if you allow him to get you irritated. Ice, the mentality Khabib gained from his father up top, the harsh mountains of Dagestan. This mentality, it is rare amongst the common man.
I think I'm gonna make him tired and after play with him.
Now when it came to the game plan itself, it was simple but very effective. First round, get your hands on him and just hold him. Then he will be tired. Try to knock him out on his feet when he is. Why was this so brilliant? Well, gifted knockout artists are typically built differently from gifted grapplers. This should go without saying, they expend energy in explosive intervals, whereas the grappler, especially one with a more grind-out style, a chain grappler like Khabib, they can more consistently expend energy without getting tired. Thus, naturally, the striker firing shotgun shells meant for explosive knockout striking, they will run out of ammo before the minigun engineered for the ground does. Once it gets back to the feet, the striker will not have the same capacity to strike. Here, although winning the bout, we saw something similar with the legendary kickboxer Gokhan Saki, where he gasped being forced to expend energy in a way his muscles were not primarily built. John Kavanagh, in an interview with Joe Rogan, said, after the first round, from just that, Conor was breathing hard. So as long as the pressure was continual, he would find it very difficult to load and release his shotgun shells the same way he could have if he did not have to endure that high-level grappling. This is why Khabib's stand-up looked significantly better. Conor McGregor's coach did mention that he had a more defensive strategy in mind. His camp less focused on the stand-up and more focused on defending Khabib. But the moment he did, Unfortunately, his body is just built differently, especially as a dangerous knockout artist. That's what you gain for being more dangerous with one punch. Fast twitch because of their larger, exercise-induced loss of K. Potassium, fast twitch muscles, they are more prone to fatigue. That's Conor McGregor's game. He is explosive and dangerous early on, which he has showed us dominating much of his career doing so. But the cost is, if his opponent can weather his bolts of thunder, as the match progresses, it becomes more and more difficult to spark his opponent. Not just that, defending his opponent's game in general. This is also why fighters like Nate Diaz, people who are super durable, they are just a dangerous matchup. The ability to roll with shots, but also straight up take them due to his durability, weathering Conor McGregor's storm by that virtue. That said, this is where Khabib's domination would begin. I would say Khabib's fork has gotten surprisingly better. He added technique to his arsenal that was not previously there. This is the best we've ever seen him, a testament to him as a true martial artist, always learning and growing. But here, the shoot. Khabib's style is interesting. He doesn't knock his opponents over with devastating force. Watch. When he leaps for Conor McGregor's foot and snatches it, he does the opposite. He methodically pulls himself in. Conor actually had a very good defense, but watch as Khabib pulls himself in and just holds. As I've mentioned in previous breakdowns, Khabib is not explosive, he is persistently strong. Conor would have defended this from a lot of people, but once Khabib has his hands on you, breaking his grip is another story. It's not an explosive interval, but like a vice grip, a slower, persistent strength. Terrifying the moment to hit the cage here. We all knew what time it was. Jiu-Jitsu is a very beautiful discipline, perhaps the strongest pure discipline to have ever been contrived, proven by the Gracies. It emphasizes technique and strategic leverage over physical strength. Jiu-Jitsu, the parent discipline to Kano Jigoro's Judo, which is the parent discipline to Jiu-Jitsu and Sambo, it was actually created to deal with armored and larger opponents using technique. Khabib's style though, notably anyone can tell when he has his hands on you, he has a significant physical advantage over his opponents, manhandling them through their technique. Whereas you see a fighter like Diaz, you see his flexibility, not muscling a dominant position, but transitioning to it when the opening is provided. Back to Conor. Here, now that he's tired and wary of wrestling pressure, it makes sense as to why the finely tuned Conor striker ate this shot. Simply put, he's tired. It looked like a takedown attempt with the level change lowering head. Plus, Khabib hasn't thrown a shot like this previously in his career. It was a perfect harmony where one factor alone could have had the shot land on most people. Hold him down, make him tired, and then try to knock him out. Of course, it didn't go exactly like that because, again, Conor is a world-class striker, but it worked to the point where Khabib's striking looked better than Conor's. That in and of itself is quite the statement. I'd like to take a deeper look into a new angle provided of the aftermath, the ethics, dissection of what actually happened. I think a lot of people will be interested. Until then though, if you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.